Good morning, everyone. It's Josie here. So today it is our Momentum Saturday. So we are going to create something amazing here in Australia and New Zealand. And so I'm glad that we are together. Australia and New Zealand are here. And our speaker today needs no introduction because Tara has built a humongous business in two companies already. And so almost 7 years ago, when I was looking at LifeVantage, Tara has been showing up a lot. And I decided to reach out to her and ask her if, we could work together. And then we met in Salt Lake in Utah. And that's how we got started. So Tara is a multiple seven-figure earner. She has created a lot of elites for sure. She has a really, really solid business, and she's part of a mastermind. She's invested herself tens of thousands of dollars every year, to grow herself. And here she is. She's giving us value today. And so make sure you're tuned in. We're not multitasking or anything. So let's welcome our executive presidential, Miss Tara Wilson, everyone.
Hello, hello. So great to see you guys. Happy Saturday. Let me ask you, are there any future presidentials on the line here? Any future presidentials? Awesome. Well, thank you, Josie, for asking me to speak. I appreciate you, your leadership, and all of you, for being here, making that commitment to yourself to continually grow and put your, head in a space where you can, just feel like you can thrive. And I'll tell you, now, gosh, over 19 years in this profession, there's a lot of ups and downs, but isn't there in life, in every business? In fact, I think every successful company, whether it's network marketing or traditional, has gone through seasons where, sales are down, innovations are down, morale is down, right? In network marketing, people might leave or lose hope. And you guys might be thinking, well, you did that. Well, this is my fourth company, but my first three companies are no longer in existence. So it wasn't that I got bored or I thought, oh, the grass is greener. Never of those first three decisions was ever based on anything but this. The ship has sank. The ship was no longer running. It was literally underwater, about to go under. And, I stayed for many of them until the very last end, probably to a fault, actually. But, I don't regret any of them because every single business is a new opportunity to learn. My first company, I learned about oxidative stress and antioxidants and the power of nutrition. And my second company, I learned that if it's too complicated, it doesn't belong in network marketing. It was DNA customized nutrition and skincare. I learned in my third company, weight loss, that if you have a product that appeals to the masses, right? You will live, if you sell to the masses, you will live with the classes. If you sell to the classes, you will live with the masses. Does that make sense to you? Some of the biggest companies in the world aren't selling to the billionaires. Sure, they can make some money selling to some billionaires, some Bentleys or whatever. The people that are making the most money are selling to your friends and family. They're selling to the average person, the middle class to upper middle class person that wants, the best brand of whatever or something they can afford. And that program, my last company, was weight loss. And it was a shake that was inexpensive. It worked, it tastes great. And any program for weight loss will work to a point if you actually commit to it, because I don't believe that weight loss is I don't believe it's a product thing. I think it's a mindset. The people that make the decision to lose
Like,
100 pounds will lose 100 pounds with or without a
can you
program,
listen to her?
right?
You know what she says?
Uh,
Do you want to hear what she says?
Sorry, I think someone's unmuted.
Sorry, Tara, you're muted.
Yeah, I gotcha. So, you know, that it solved a problem though. And you always have to think about like what problem am I solving? So, yes, a lot of people leave and jump around because they lose hope. But here's the thing is the same person going from company to company is still the same person. I have been at the top of all four of my companies. The second top rank, one in, the top number three earner in one, top 10 earner in over 300,000 distributors. I had 60,000 distributors on my own team. And then, of course, LifeVantage top 10. So is it the companies, you guys, or is it me? What do you think? Right. It's probably me. Now, do I look like Superwoman? Do you think I was, born with some crazy MLM gene? Do you think I was raised as an entrepreneur? No, I was raised by a middle-class family that basically told me to work hard, go to school, get a job, work for someone else, and save your money. That's how I was raised. So when entrepreneurial, ism, whatever you want to call it, came across my desk 19 years ago, working full time with a 1-year-old and a 7-year-old and a husband that worked full time, I never thought in a million years the next 19 years of my life would look like it did. But I was certain for one thing, is that when I saw an opportunity, I went for it. And I went for it with everything. It was a burn the bridge mentality. I always tell people, and you've probably heard from me if you've heard me train before, if you're not 100% all in, you're not in at all. You can't be 99% committed to LifeVantage. You know what I mean? How many people are married? Do you want a spouse that's 99%? Do you want a parachute if you jump out of a plane that opens 99% of the time? No, right? Well, everything is, yes, working works. That is my favorite thing. There's a story behind that. But, when I always get asked, from these crazy people like Eric Worre, when I hit presidential a couple of years ago, he's like, give me your advice. And we were doing a share the wins call with all these, network marketers from around the world. And the average income at that time in the room was 800,000 a year. It was a huge room. And he saved me for last because, I hit presidential, the top of the company. And he said, all right, Tara, give us your best. And I said, you know what, Eric? I'm sitting here listening to all these people and this and that and funnels and systems or whatever. I'm like, here's the bottom line. Working works. It just works. If you work, it works. And what happens is, again, another thing I've probably been training for over a decade and a half is there's a mental cycle, and you can put bar. I actually heard bear the other day at a convention, but you have belief, right? Maybe you got into this company because you're like, oh, the company looks great, the products look great, the opportunity looks great, the people look great. Oh, I believe that I can do something here, right? Then you'll take action. And when you take action, you get results. And then I added this one more letter I just heard. I've been doing bar for 2 decades now. I heard bear. And then you get excitement. And that excitement feeds your belief. The results feed your belief. And then you take more action, right? You get more results, you get more excitement, and then you just keep going. And sometimes, that dies down. And I am not going to sugarcoat it and lie. My team has gone down a lot. My sales have gone down a lot. My team has been decimated by a failed GLP-1 launch. But it's not the GLP-1 launch, and it's not me. It's a combination of some people losing belief simultaneously and jumping to different companies. And some of them are thriving. Good for them. I wish them well. They're still my friends. But I have seen this over and over again. I have literally watched people who've made a multiple six-figure income on my teams and different companies go, and they're like on their 8th or 9th company when I'm still on my first company since leaving, right? And you can question things, you can do whatever, but here's the bottom line. Oh, this is gonna sting. It's not LifeVantage. Carrie Dickey, Brandon Cunningham, Skip and Jill Campbell, Tyler and Marcel, Mark Shinsato, Seth, name a blue, all built to presidential with a bottle of Protandim and number 4 skincare. They built with 2 products. They didn't have gut health, and they didn't have hair care. They didn't have a full True Science line. They didn't have Icy Bright. They didn't have collagen. They didn't have our newest gut health. They didn't have anything but a bottle of Protandim, a lot of proof that it worked, some good science, and a direct sales model. So I know that stings because, again, it's not the company. It's not the economy. It is us. I talked to Kristen Cunningham. She calls me about, I don't know, once a week or so. And she just calls to say hi and check in. And I talked to her and I was like, Tell me what's going on. Who's in momentum? A lot of people. She said there are more people right now growing than there are people not growing. And I was like, ooh, ouch, because my team has been hit hard by some leaders getting in arguments, by people losing things, going to other companies, going to a shiny object, recruiting other people, bad mouthing it on the way out. It's been hard. It has been a hard season. But at the end of the day, there is good stuff coming. And I don't know if you guys have heard, if you guys heard rumors. If you have, just tell me you have, because I've heard them. If you guys heard rumors, what have you heard? Just put in the chat. What'd you hear? What'd you hear? Just tell me the rumor you heard. Be as honest as you can, because I'll just, I'll just say you heard it first. Oh, no, we already have peptides. No, like injectable peptides, because we already have peptides. No, but we are getting, you guys have heard there's a new product coming in October, correct? So I only know that because I know from one of the leaders, not Josie, from Australia, that it was told to the leaders that we were having another activator launching in October. So about 3 weeks ago, right before Vegas, I was on a call with the presidentials, and I will just tell you this, all of the doubt, all of the fear that I've had watching my team decline for the most part for almost, 2 years, with little bumps, with good sales and good promos. I've had good months and then I've had some bad months. I will tell you that any fear or doubt that I had of whether or not our future was bright in LifeVantage was completely obliterated. I have unbelievable belief in this company. Not only do you guys see that we have a new CEO coming, I heard at a presidential meeting, and then we had the executive meeting in Vegas. And I didn't even have time to communicate with my husband to say, hi, how are you? Because I was meeting to meeting to meeting. And all of a sudden I'm sitting there in the executive leadership meeting after a couple hours. And my husband says, holy cow, Tara, your company just made one of the best decisions I've seen in your 10 and a half years here. They just hired an unbelievably qualified CEO who has done some major turnarounds for some sleepy companies. I have a feeling that he is going to be integral in your growth over the next, season. So first of all, we've got incredible incentives. Second of all, we've got a new CEO. Third of all, we've got something life-changing coming in October. Oh, I wish I could say more. All I have to say is, for whatever it's worth, I need you all to borrow my belief that this will probably be hands down the best product since we launched our company, since Protandim. Okay? And it's going to be sticky. It's not going to be a flash, a trend. That's all I can say. God, I probably have said too much. Dang it. Let me have to sip my Axio. So, I've been through many cycles. I've been through up and downs. I've had to launch and relaunch myself a lot of times. But one thing I've never done, and I've never watched from the sidelines. I've never watched and waited, hoped and prayed, manifested, got, excited. I have gone to work. And one thing I just applaud about you, Josie is one of the people that always leads from the front, always recruiting, always doing the do. And that's what true leadership is, right? Companies and leaders thrive on the ones who stay emotionally stable, who continue serving people, and who keep building. And that's the one thing I have in my 19 years is I have stick-to-itiveness, stickability. Yes, I do. A lot of people might build belief around one leader, one personality, a little bit of momentum, some hype. But you know what? Instead, what you need is fundamental belief, like die on a sword belief in your products. Are our products world-class? Does it check the world-class box? I'm going to say it checks it 100 times, right? Do we have incredible systems? Do we have amazing customer results? How many people who have had a customer or a consultant on your team have unbelievable results that they would not have gotten if they hadn't bought your product, right? If they hadn't tried Protandim or collagen or something, right? And long-term vision, seeing the dips and valleys, like go look at Apple or any big company on the S&P 500. There is not a single company still to date, even in this now in the world, that has ever gone like this, straight line up, whatever you can see, whatever, straight line, right? Not a single exception. Every company goes like this, and hopefully it goes like this, right? And that's kind of what I've seen in my LifeVantage business. It's never really gone down. Now it is taking a little bit of a dive since the GLP-1 launch and losing some leaders, but it doesn't matter. You know how I feel right now? That I'm going to build it bigger and better and stronger with new people. I don't care. I always said to my, one of my leaders, like, hey, leader, do you remember that person that left? And they're like, no. I'm like, me either. I'm not building a legacy. Thank you. I'm glad someone gets my sense of humor. I'm not building my legacy on people who lose belief. I'm going to build it with the Titans that are here with their sword ready to charge the hill, knowing that what you do right now in this next 6 months will change your life. And by the way, the cat will be out of the bag in about a month. So you don't have to wait till October, because they're going to start a consultant trial like they did for the GLP-1, like they did for the PB8 or whatever, it's PB84 or P84. I'm thinking of something else. So P84, right? So they're going to start it. And with that, obviously, they have people that are going to take the product. And once you open the bag to the executives, it's out that bag, right? So this isn't something. But I'll tell you that since the moment I found out what it is, I have been insatiably Googling, AIing, put together stuff. I am going to build so many robust marketings and videos and AI. I might have this selling for me. Seriously, my husband is working with some companies for his land and real estate deals. A guy put together a system for him on a Sunday afternoon, last Sunday, like 5 days ago Sunday. And on Monday, they got 2 leads. And these are land deals of millions of dollars, not a $40, $60 product. So, you know what I mean? Our products, Protandim, for example, this is one of the most scientifically proven products in the world, let alone in the network marketing space. The only NRF2 activator in the network marketing space, and the only product in the network marketing space that says it can lower oxidative stress 40% in 30 days. Like, this is something that we need to get louder and prouder about all day, every day. This is our foundation. This is what got us here, right? You get less oxidative stress. So maybe start, like, I'm thinking of like a less stress movement, less oxidative stress, less financial stress. Who doesn't want one of those two, right? Something simple. Hey, do you want less cellular stress and less financial stress? Yeah, great. I want to invite you to come and watch this, 20-minute presentation. Do you have 20 minutes? Or I've got a recording. Let's set some time to watch it together. You know what I mean? I never send a link and hope someone watches it. Every time I send someone a link, I schedule a Zoom time and I share my screen and I watch it with them. And I'm not on my phone and I'm not literally working. Even if I've seen the video, like the ABC Primetime, I've probably personally showed it 500 times. I've watched it every time. You know what it does for me? Besides just shows that I respect that person enough to be fully present for the 11 minutes or whatever version of the ABC, is it builds my belief. Every time I watch that, even though it's from 2005, and we have had so many breakthroughs in science since, in terms of even this product, that it builds my belief to say, this is why I came here. When I came here in 2015, this is why I came here. I came here for Protandim. That's it. I was excited that they had other products, but I came here because of one of the biggest innovations in the history of health is sitting there, and we have access to it. This pill is going to change the world, right? So I think sometimes we put too much stock in people, specific people, and if they leave or they get distracted, it disappoints us. And at the end of the day, you know what? You have got to be 100% responsible for your results, for your mindset, for your level of knowing about the products, about the compensation plan. And the quicker you do that, the quicker you fill your tank with knowledge, because money follows value. Do not ever forget this. This is the best tip you'll ever get. Money follows value. The more valuable you are to the marketplace, the more valuable you are to your customers, to your prospects, to your consultants, to your team, the more valuable you are and able to help them, guide them, teach them, show them the way, lead the way, the more wealth you will attract. That's it. That's it. You know what I mean? Like, you can take 2 different restaurants and it could be $300,000 to open both restaurants. But if this one provides, bigger value, right? Maybe dishes you can't make at home, or a world-class chef, right? Versus a diner. Is a Michelin star restaurant going to be more profitable than a diner? Yes or no? Of course it is, right? Because you're providing more value. Anyone can make eggs and toast at home, but not everyone can make a world-class Michelin star meal. Do you understand that? That's value. And so people pay for value. And that's why people follow leaders. But here's the great news, guys, is you can continually be adding value all day, every day to yourself. You know, for the first probably 15 years of my career, for the first 6 years, I didn't watch TV at all. And then probably for the first, I don't know, I watch a little TV now, but I'll tell you that it's after reading. This is just a smattering. Hold on. I look like I'm going to start my camera over because it looks like am I blurry? It looks like I'm blurry. Hold on. Okay. I don't know. I move too much and it gets out of focus, but that's just a tiny sample. I have literally listened to or read hundreds of books. And like Josie was saying, I have now invested over $100,000 in training by Eric Worre, by Sarah Robbins, arguably the most successful female in the known network marketing history. She's made over $50 million in commissions, US. 50 million, was that 70 million in Australia dollar? Right place, right time? Sure. Yes, and our product will be it will be a global launch. Yes, I just happened to see that jump up. So the value you add, and so knowing the comp plan, is that valuable to a new consultant? Yes, because every time that you sell the dream to your friend or someone you met on Facebook or someone you met at the grocery store or the park or your children's school or wherever you attracted them from, and you sold them this dream, the more that you help them get that dream, the more that you educate them, you look like a leader. If you teach someone the comp plan and you help them make a list and you talk about their goals and you get them through the first few contacts, you're a leader. If you can stand up in a room and intelligently, talk about LifeVantage, the product story, the income story, right? You are a leader. And that is a decision that you can make. I'll be in a room, I'll do the Zooms, I'll do the opportunity overviews all day, everyone, every day for anyone. But the reason I am where I am is because I decided to do it myself. I didn't ever rely on my upline. I divorced my upline ever since I started. I never considered that I had an upline. Like even when I joined, and now Carrie Dickey is one of the most extraordinary leaders that I know, and she's a great person. And when we got in, Rachel and I called her and said, okay, give us the rundown. They gave us this link. They said, we showed the ABC Primetime. Here's a link. I don't think it's there anymore. It's called duplicatethebiz.com. It was a bunch of links that led to all kinds of things. And we just spent time individually reading and learning, right? Because we knew we had to go and start a movement, start a team, launch. And we were both the equivalent of EC3s in 4 months from starting from scratch. Less than 4 months, 3.5 months, we were both EC3s, 300,000, and I had almost 400,000 in my team when we hit our 4th full month in the business, because we started like 10-10 by the 4th month, 3.5 months in. That's a decision. I mean, yes, we were experienced and we had some credibility, but you guys have to remember there was a point in time where I had zero credibility in network marketing. I was just new. And it doesn't matter how long you've been here. It matters when you make the decision that you're going to be responsible for the results in your team. And the more value you add to yourself, the more you start reading about leadership, about how to build network marketing. I can't tell you how many network marketing books I've read, probably, I don't know, over 2 dozen, maybe 3 dozen. And the crazy thing is they all say the same thing. Have you noticed that, Josie, that every time you read a network marketing book, has there ever been anything innovative in a network marketing book? Anyone? Nope. They all say the same thing, right? They all say the exact things. You got to find prospects. You got to present. You got to follow up. You got to handle objections. You got to get people to events, and you got to get them started. You got to get them, moving. That's it. It is a time, as old as Amway when they were selling organic soap in 1950s. Come on, talk about being ahead of their time. Van Andel and DeVos, the 2 co-founders that now own I want to say $11 billion a year company, started by selling one product, an organic soap in the 1950s in Michigan, one of the poorest states in US. Maybe it was booming back then because that's where all the cars used to be manufactured. But yes, Tupperware. Avon was the first. It was 1890. 1890. 1890 was when Avon started. And yeah, Tupperware, I think, which just got canceled, was I think it was 100 years old. So I actually know a gal that used to work for Tupperware and Mary Kay, and like it's crazy. So stop watching everybody else. Stop watching the scoreboard. Stop watching your numbers and just start building, right? Companies don't determine your future. Your skill set, your consistency, your posture, your belief, your emotional resilience determine your future. So stop worrying about what anyone else does, especially the people who aren't in your team. I've lost a couple leaders and I still like, oh well, I probably will lose more. But you know what? I believe in me. I believe in the company. I believe in our products. I believe in our culture. I believe in our comp plan, right? So weak consultants will sit and watch and gossip. Strong consultants will go to work with blinders on. Watching creates fear. It just creates fear, you guys. It creates doubt and fear. Working creates belief, because once you start working, and people, and I deal with people every day that are lacking belief, and it's okay. You can start the cycle anywhere. If your belief is down, it's fine. So it's like up and down. If your belief is down, but your action is up, your results will be up, your excitement will be up, and eventually it will pull your belief back up. Okay. And I've seen it time and time again. So following up with customers, posting consistently, getting your message out there, letting people know how steadfast you are in your belief with LifeVantage is probably half the battle. You know, people don't join people who doubt things or who are scared or are reserved. People join people who are 100% confident in who they are, why they're here, where they're going, and what their plans, like vision. Right? You can launch new people, you can learn new skills, you can be reading, you can learn new social media strategies, you can learn how to create TikToks, you can learn how to create an entire platform of AI that sells for you. If you don't believe me, let me just tell you this. There's a guy in the US right now. He used AI to create a beautiful woman that kind of looks ambiguously at like 10 different races. Like, she's dark hair. Is she white? No. Is she Asian? No. Is she black? No. Is she Hispanic? No. You can't really tell. Her name is Maya. She is completely AI, and she is your virtual girlfriend. She's not even real. And in the first 30 days of launching her, he earned $43,000. If you think someone can do that with a fake girlfriend, what can you do with world-class products? You got to get better at presentations. You've got to be a better storyteller. We are literally getting paid to tell stories. Let me tell you about my friend this. Let me tell you about my friend this. Let me tell you about someone who has a similar, situation, whether it's a stressful health crisis or a stressful financial situation. A lot of people would be happy with an extra $500 a month, you guys. It doesn't always have to be you're looking for the next millionaire. That'd be great. But you're looking for people who want to change their life. And most people, $500 a month would change most people's lives. It would help them. That's $6,000 a year. Most people in the US carry an average of, I think, $7,000 to $8,000 in debt. That could get them out of debt in like 2 years, right? And most people stay in debt for decades. You can build culture, with your upline or just yourself. And again, the marketplace rewards focused builders, not distracted observers, right? Okay. The grass is not always greener. Trust me. I won't ever leave LifeVantage, because even if we don't have the flashiest momentum right now or the most exciting story, we have the best of everything I was looking for. We have a strong, incredible leader. I love the fact that we have a new CEO coming in. They're constantly trying to give us the best of the best, world-class people. I love our products. There is nothing out there. I mean, sure, there are other products and other companies that have great products that we don't have, and I just buy them as a customer, or I trade with their leaders and they buy my products and I buy theirs. In fact, I have a lot of leaders that are, oh, you don't have this, I don't have this, let's trade, right? Because I was going to spend my money anyway, might as well get a customer from it. I believe in our comp plan. I mean, independent people say it's one of the top 2 or 3 product comp plans in the entire network marketing industry out of thousands of companies. But just remember that every company has challenges and turnovers and compensation complaints and customer complaints and leaders who leave and excitement cycles. And here's what I'll have to say is all the people that are growing right now, Brandon Cunningham's growing and Jenny Crane's growing and Andrea Ebert's growing and Courtney Watkins is growing. There's a lot of people growing right now, lots and lots of people growing. And it's because their leaders didn't lose faith, right? Sometimes people leave because they're called somewhere else, and that's okay. Sometimes people have conflicts and they just don't feel like this is their home. Sometimes they leave because they're frustrated. Sometimes they leave because they're chasing emotion instead of building mastery. And that's why I'll never leave LifeVantage, even if I feel something looks sexier or, ooh, I can make money quickly. This is where I've been for 10 and a half years, and I've never, ever seen so much stability and so much strong income for myself and my leaders in anything I've ever been in. I mean, guys, let me just tell you that in my last company, my personal team did $7.5 million in sales. My SV was 7.4 million. Okay. And I made less than not even my highest my highest presidential check was 110,000 more than I was making with 7.4 million in sales. So even some of my mid-presidential checks was still more with $1 million or $2 million in volume than I was making with a company with 7.4 million. Our comp plan is second to none. Yeah, I hope that gets you excited because I've never seen anything. And I like Josie said, I'm in Eric Bory's mastermind, Sarah's mastermind. We sit there and all the time he talks about, like, a lot of the times he'll go around the room and be like, how long have you been in the industry? What company are you with? And how much do you make last month? And I am always, when I hear of people that are making around the same, I always go to them and what's your sales? Guys, it's sometimes millions a month more than what I'm doing to make the same income. But here's the thing, my people are also, like, my lower or mid-level leaders are making more than their mid-level leaders that have far less volume. Our comp plan is as strong as it can be, and it rewards the right behavior. It rewards building a team of customer builders and a team of people building the business. You have to have both. You will never, ever, ever get to presidential with customers unless you are, I don't know, Elon Musk launches a team, and I bet if he talked about Pro Tandem, he could probably get to presidential, but that's probably the only exception in the world that could actually have that much clout to, build to $1 million with 42 SV at a time, right? What's that? They'd have to have 250,000 customers. I don't know anyone that's ever had 250,000 customers, but anyway. Oh yeah, our comp plan is the best. So what if you just decided right now that you're going to make the next 90 days the strongest season of your life? What if you said, I'm sick of playing small. I am sick of not being where I want to be. I'm sick of shying away, having fear, doubting myself. If Tara can do it, if Josie can do it, anyone can do it because they're just people just like me, living in the same economy, in the same world, in the same time. You can build in the US, you can build in any of our countries, right? We just launched Portugal. I've got a contact already in Portugal because some guy a long time ago said, hi from Portugal. I don't know if he's trying to pick up on me, but I was like, oh, I remember that guy. And I went back and I found him and I was like, hey, we're launching. Turns out he's a network marketer who's not only been in the industry for 30 years, but he's been on both the corporate and now he's on our products. We sent him some products and he's out of town and he was going to try to make it to the launch tomorrow, but he can't make it. But my point is we have an opportunity that is even better than when you joined. So what if you took the next 90 days and you said, you know what, I am going to commit to do whatever it takes. Because there's three types of people, right? There's the, I'll try. Those people don't get very far. I'll try. When someone says you want to come to this event on Saturday, I'll try means there's no chance I'm going to be there. There's no chance, right? I'll try. No, trying is, there's no commitment in try. I'll do my best. Now, this is a very slippery slope because you think, well, my best is my best, Tara. I can't do better than my best, but you can. I'll do my best over the next 90 days. You'll get further than I'll try. But what if you said, I'm going to be the third type of person to do whatever it takes over the next 90 days to build my business and hold yourself accountable, put a chart up on the wall. I mean, you guys, how many have heard this? Like what's his name? Richard Blitzbrook, who wrote the 4-Year Career. He just wrote a book. He just sent it to me. It's called Leadership on Fire. He trained on our Zoom with Sarah Robbins Monday. And he reminded me a penny doubling every day for 30 days is worth $5 million. So a penny, 2 cents. And here's the reason people quit. Because if you have you, and then you have 2 more, and then you have 4, and then you have 8, 16, 32, right? So 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, $1.28, $255. So at 10 days, you're at $10. And that's like, seems like you're not going anywhere. But then in 20 more days, you're going to be at 5 million. Okay. You got that in your mind? So a penny doubling every day, 1 cent will be worth 5 million US dollars, right? You guys know what a penny is, right? Like it's 1 cent, it's 1/100th of $1. Okay, I'm just making sure. But you know what a penny doubling every other day is? $183. Do you see how consistency compounds? Do you see how much more powerful it is to keep going and growing and keep doubling your team? And the more often you can double it, the better, but you got to make sure you're doubling with quality. You're doubling with careful consideration of our policies and our procedures, not making claims, that you're getting people the information, helping them launch correctly, helping them learn the compensation plan, helping them understand the products, at least just a couple that you're excited about. You don't have to sell all of our products. Sarah Robbins, again, she's already making millions and millions a year at Shaklee, a 70-year-old company with 400 products. But she started what's called the ageless movement. She didn't say, I'm going to go work for Shaklee. She said, I'm starting an ageless movement, and found 3 of her favorite anti-aging products. One is a wand, and then one of them is like a serum or something. And she went all in and used words that work and created campaigns around selling these 3 products, and then saying, oh, by the way, if you also want laundry soap, we have that. If you also want, whatever, we have that. And getting them bought in on the movement. So find a couple products that are excited. And this should always be one. You should never, ever, ever abandon this. This should always be one of your hero products. Maybe it's this, maybe it's collagen, maybe it's Axial, maybe it's our skincare. I still think we have the best skincare in the world. It's crazy that we don't sell more of it. Like I literally have used it twice a day, every day for over 10.5 years. I mean, it's the best. I get compliments on my skin. When I tell people I'm 52, they're like, what? No, you're not. Yes. So what I'm going to ask you is to be patient, but also be urgent. To be urgent in your action and patient in your results, right? And once you find out what's going on, don't stop and wait for it to come. Start thinking, how can I pre-build with our current, everything we have now? How can I get people in, get them buying our current products, get them bought into the compensation plan, get them immersed in the LifeVantage culture, and then come October when we launch this global, new product, boom, now you have infrastructure. So this is going to take, again, you have to be urgent in your actions and patient with your results. So I wouldn't sit around gossiping. I don't. When people are like, what about so-and-so? I'm like, I don't know. Go ask so-and-so. I don't want to hear it. I don't care. Well, they're one of your leaders. Great. I'll probably they'll let me know they're leaving, or corporate will let me know. When they're posting, this, I don't care. I'm not looking at their posts. Don't look at their posts. Stop doom scrolling. I am like so far behind what is going on in everyone's world, because I've curated my social media to be what I want it. And that included having to unfollow a lot of people. And I don't go to Facebook where I have 30,000 connections. I go to Instagram where I have a few thousand because I follow influencers and I'm learning. I'm not sitting there going, oh, what's Looky Lou? What's so-and-so doing today? Is she leaving? Is she injecting herself online? I don't care. Don't gossip. Don't spiral. Don't get yourself in a bad, space. Don't obsess over social media. Don't feed the negativity. Don't recruit from fear. Don't lead emotionally. Instead, stay calm, stay focused, stay professional, stay productive, keep adding value, stay encouraging, stay visible. Stay visible. People want to join the people that they're like, dang it, I don't even know what that girl does or that guy does, but man, they are excited about it. They believe so much in what they're doing. That's attractive, you guys. You've got to be able to build unshakable confidence, right? Because people will let you down. The company might let you down, your upline, downline, crossline, other leaders, So what should you be doing right now? And I know we've got a couple more minutes. Go all in on visibility, post more, share stories. Gosh, there's so many stories. Be compliant. unless you're on your story. It's gone in 24 hours. Our bots don't catch that. Don't be like, oh, we got a cure for cancer. Be visible daily, educate people, tighten your customer care. Retention matters. Maybe communicate with them, follow up with them, create a community for them if you don't have one. I know we have my LifeVantage story. Launch people faster. Momentum comes from new energy. So I know a lot of people in Australia and New Zealand are like, oh, I've been in for years. I don't know what to do. Find the newest person that didn't do anything and be like, you know what? We've never tapped your network. Let's go. And when you start getting an activity, you start telling the story and you're like, every time I start telling the story about Pretend, I'm like, I am so blessed to have this. Like, I get to sell this? Like, you're joking. And I get re-excited every time I share the story. So go and try to share the story, and the best place to do that is with someone who hasn't shared it with everybody, right? Constantly be adding to your social media. You can't sit there and preach the same 400 people or the same 4,000 people. You got to be adding new faces. You got to interact. You got to look at the algorithms. And I believe it's Reels. Reels are the highest. Reels, TikToks, anything that's a video. So when you post, it goes to your followers. When you make a reel, when you create content, it goes to non-followers, almost more than followers, okay? And if you don't have a professional dashboard, I would highly recommend you getting one. So you can go to any post, like let's see, one of my reels that had a lot of views. This is so dumb. It's got 5,000 views, but it was just me in Thailand, and I just put the caption is almost, if you can see it, almost 19 years ago. I said yes to network marketing today. Woke up on a beach. I woke up on a beach in Thailand. The profession has changed our life in every way. Working hard pays off. So I can go that and view insights and see that of my views, my followers and non-followers, right? It's a lot of people, thousands of people who don't follow me saw that, right? But if I go to a stagnant post of mine, like for example, this one I did yesterday, the product is taking the world by storm. And I talked about how there's 40,000 studies now on PubMed, 40,000 on Nerf2 and 400,000 on oxidative stress. So we're selling something that's really relevant. But if I view my insights, look at that, 97% are followers. See that? So you don't reach people with stagnant posts, you reach people by creating content. So if you are going to do any social media, do it on Instagram, have it go to Facebook. They should automatically be connected unless you accidentally disconnected them. I create 100% of my content on Instagram. It just defaults, but I get all my sales on Facebook. It's really weird. However, you're not going to reach people by stagnant posts. You've got to get creative. Even if you remix a reel, go learn how to remix a reel. It's the greatest way to say, oh, I love what this person did. You have to type something or put a sticker on them. You have to create a little bit. You can put your face over it. You can put a video going, yeah, I agree. I mean, Jersey Jill Windish does this brilliantly and has created a huge following by remixing reels, taking other people's content and reusing it. So learn how to do that. What else can you do? You can stay simplified in your message. Don't overwhelm people with science. Oh God, please don't overwhelm people with science. Just say oxidative stress. There's been over 400,000 studies. It's linked to more than 200,000 or 200 diseases. Oxidative stress is damaging. Would you like to reduce that 40%, 30 days, 70%, 90 days? Great, I've got something for you. This will make the biggest difference of your health, probably anything than lowering your real stress or your weight. If you're morbidly obese, that's bad, or not sleeping. But this is one of the best tools that you can use for your longevity, right? Focus just on feeling better, aging better, more energy, better daily life, obviously increasing your finances, and again, in compliant ways. Get people to events. Events is where people turn hope into belief. Would you agree? I mean, I've never missed an event in 19 and a half years. Not once ever. Not once ever. 19 and a half years, I've never made an excuse. I have missed weddings. I've missed funerals. Neither were my own, but I have never missed an event. Create community. Get together with people, because sometimes you need the meeting and sometimes the meeting needs you, right? Coffee meetups, workout groups, hiking groups, wellness groups, gatherings. There is always people. I don't know if you guys have little things like we have Nextdoor. It's a community app that if I post, everybody within a 10-mile range of me gets that. So I started a hiking group in my last company, and I got 12 people to join me, and I got a couple customers out of it just because they're like, what do you do when you hike? You talk. You get to know each other, right? You can do that. If you're a mom with a baby, start a baby walking. Let's go walk around the reservoir, around the park, and just start getting to know people. What do you do? Well, I've been able to supplement my income while having a baby by with my LifeVantage business. Make it normal, right? Just get out there and meet people. So you don't need everyone to stay. Like I said, I have zero cares about anyone who is gone or going. I think some of them might actually come back if they left in good standing, right? So you don't need anything but conviction, consistency, vision, emotional stability, and you need the willingness to keep planting seeds while other people are distracted. You need to stay the course. The future of your business will not be decided by the people who left. It will be decided by the people who stayed focused, by the people who never lost the vision. And I'll tell you right now, the respect that you're going to have from the network marketing industry for staying here, being here, and always being here, people will eventually look at you as a leader, right? But you have to keep adding value to yourself every day. Put yourself on a plan. Maybe it's an hour of Audible, maybe while you're walking, while you're folding laundry, while you're doing dishes. There's never music in my ears. There's never a romance novel in my ears. It's always something that can make me a better leader, something more educated in what we sell. I've read whole books that are 12-hour audios called Mitochondria. But you better believe I know what mitochondria are and how important it is to us. And that's why I'm so excited about Nerf One. So this is, and I probably have never shared 1/100% of anything that's in that book, but you know what it did for me? It built my belief. So I am so proud of what we do. We have real solid solutions for everyday people, for everyday problems. And that is something you can make $1 million a year off of. That is something that you can scale. So step out of the shadows. This is your personal invitation into stepping into leadership in the rest of this year, showing the world your gifts. And every one of you has different gifts. So collaborate with people that have different gifts. Maybe someone's better at talking, but someone's better at creating. Someone can do content. Someone's at posting. Someone can do TikTok. Learn from each other and collaborate. And I guarantee you guys, if we're to meet in 1 year from now, I promise you everyone's going to be like, oh, the ones that listen to me and believe it and heard my conviction. This isn't just belief, this is conviction that we are going to have the brightest future. Will say, I believed her. I followed the plan. When I found out, I did everything I could to grow my business. And come October, whatever date that is, my life changed. And then there's some people go, gosh, I waited too long. Now I'm not sure if I missed it. You still didn't miss it. You haven't missed anything yet. Those are all just limiting beliefs. So I believe in all of you. I believe in our future. I am more excited than ever. And I want to thank you guys for your commitment and for being here.
Oh my gosh. How many, there's tons and tons and tons of golden nuggets there. Is your belief now like higher than before we started? Is your commitment, your desire, who is ready to roll? Who is ready to rock and roll? Well, Tara, you have dropped so much wisdom, so much nuggets there, guys. I hope you've taken notes because we need to take action, right? We need to use this. And that's why we come to these events because we want to, catch that energy. And so did you feel the energy of Tara? And as leaders, that's what we need, that conviction, that belief and energy, and you can feel it oozing from her. So let's take a couple of questions before we close. I am hosting lunch. So let's take a couple of questions. I know a couple of you may have that burning question that you want to ask. Who wants to start? 2 questions. Anyone?
I'm not that smart as Axio makes me smarter.
Anyone?
Can I just say something? The bottom line is the message is still the same. It hasn't changed. I mean, I listen to Eric Worre audios all the time and I'm plugging my ears when I'm working. And he talks about, have you listened to the cassette? It's been the same thing 20 years ago. Nothing's changed. Just delivery is slightly different. So it's all it is. Just talk to people, and does it work? Like Jerry Clark says, just talk to more people. Simple. But thanks, Tara. It was awesome call.
You're welcome. And my homework assignment is, even if you've listened to it, I've listened to it like 1,000 times. Even if you've listened to it, I want you guys in the next 2 days. So it's Saturday, right? So Saturday or Sunday, And sorry, I have horrible allergies right now. Saturday or Sunday, I want you guys to go to YouTube and look up How to Build Your Network Marketing Business by Jim Rohn. It's an hour. It's like an hour and 1 minute. And I want you to undistractedly listen to it. Every time I listen to it, I'm like, that was the first audio. That was the first piece of personal development that my upline gave me on a CD or whatever, DVD, whatever, CD, 19 and a half years ago. And I listened to it over and over again, and it took my mindset to a different level. So I think if you're not where you want to be, or you're declining or not growing, I want you to all listen to that by the end of the weekend. And if you're gutsy enough, I'll get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm going to get 14 Facebook messages that you did it, and when you did it, and the one thing that you got most out of it.
Oh, that's
And by the way, the ones that message me are the ones that I'm going to build the future with. Those are the ones that take action. So don't make excuses. It's 1 hour.
all right. Let's see. And let us know, Tara, who would be the first 3 that would
Oh yeah.
message you.
All right. And the
All
first
right,
three
so
the first 3 people get a half an hour personal one-on-one coaching call with me.
woo, woo, woo. Who's going for that? Come on, guys, let's go. That is awesome. I know people are now searching for it and going for it. So, Tara, you are just an amazing leader, and that's why I chose you. And we are going to rock and roll, and we're going to build again. Rebuild for those of you who are rebuilding like me. So 2026 is going to be awesome. So we're going to have more of Tara on our Saturday. So make that commitment to show up. So thanks everybody for being here. So drop in the chat, your gratitude, our gratitude to Tara, and let's go and make it happen.
Awesome. Just go to YouTube, guys, and How to Build Your Network Marketing Business by Jim Rohn. There you go. Thank you.